Hi everybody, this is Mike Shin with AVNation here at InfoComm 2016. We are walking through the Innovation Showcase, and right now I am joined with Andrew Grossman of Geemarc. Andrew, how are you today?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good.
So what is it that Geemarc does, and why don't you give us a little bit of an overview of what your product is?
Well, Geemarc is a company based in France. We deal with the whole product area for people with hearing loss. And this line of products are a line of induction loops for service points to allow service providers to communicate easily with their hard of hearing customers.
Interesting.
So anywhere where you've got an interface between a service provider and a customer, that could be a train station, it could be a bank, it could be any sort of retail outlet, we've got a solution to allow a hard of hearing person to hear clearly what's being said. If you imagine you're at a train station and you've come to the information desk and you can't hear properly if you're meant to go to platform 3 or platform 5, that's going to be a bit of a problem. So by having an induction loop fitted at a counter, the hard of hearing customer is going to be able to get the information accurately, because when they put their hearing aid into the T-coil position, it cuts out all the background noise that you would have in a place like a railway station, or actually, as you can hear here, you know, there's a lot of noise going on in the background. We're fortunate we're not wearing hearing aids, but if you had a hearing aid on, the chances are that all this background noise would also be amplified. Using your T-coil and using a product like an induction loop at a counter cuts all that out, and you can see from the pictures we have here, so it could be at a ticket office, it could be just an information desk, it could be at a fast food chain, it could even be at a drive-through. So if you imagine your Starbucks, your McDonald's drive-through, we can allow you to have a much easier interface between the service provider and their customer.
So how does it work?
These products have got a coil built inside them. The rear of the product has got a microphone built in. So when I'm the service provider, I'm at the back of the product, I'm speaking, the microphone picks up my voice, amplifies it, it broadcasts it through a magnetic field that's created by this coil that's built inside the product. My hearing aid has a receiver inside that will pick that up. It's very simple, it's quite an old technology, but it's very reliable. It doesn't cause excessive battery drain on the hearing aid, and it's an instant connection. So it's not like with any Bluetooth or something like that where you have to pair and connect up. Here you're automatically connected. So I can use it at a service point in the same way as many churches or other larger public areas have got large area loops that work basically in the same way. Here we're just providing a one-to-one service. A church would provide a service between the priest or whoever is giving the service. Let's call him the service provider, same way as we've got a service provider here. And the people in the church are the clients who want to hear what's being said. And the same thing again, they can hear it directly into their hearing aid.
That's really interesting. So essentially, unlike other assisted listening technologies that are out there, the end user, the person that's hard of hearing, doesn't need an extra device that they need to plug in or put over their ear or anything like that. It's all just their natural, what they're already used to. It's a BYO of whatever their hearing preference is.
Exactly. Well, like I said, it's instant connectivity. You don't need to go along. You don't need to have any device fitted for you. You don't need to pair. You just go along and you listen. Basically, you listen. You hear. In addition, what we've added onto our products is because many hard of hearing people don't wear their hearing aid. Most hearing aids are left in the bedside cabinet. We've actually got an amplified earpiece on there. So basically, if someone hasn't got their hearing aid with them, they just put it to their ear. It's amplified. You can hear it loudly and clearly. And that way, if you imagine you're in the bank or you're at the doctor's surgery and they've got some information, you don't want to be shouted at. You don't want the whole room to hear what your medical condition is or how much money you've got in your bank account. That's information that you'd want to be spoken to normally like any other person is spoken to. And devices like this allow you to have the communication at the correct level, at how any hearing person would want to get it. Right? When I go to the doctor, I don't want everyone to know what my problem is. When I go to the bank, I don't want everyone to know that I've got millions in the account or my house is just about to be foreclosed. That's information for the service provider to be giving just to me. And if I'm hard of hearing, I don't want him shouting about it.
Certainly not. I completely understand.
Right.
Now, what are these mats that we're standing on here?
Well, these mats, what they have is they actually have the coil built into them. So we've used a special overmolding technique where we've built the coil, and then with a special machine that we've built, we're then able to overmold it with a fire-resistant rubber that also, if you feel it, it's got a tactile feel to it. So when you're at a ticket office, for example, you have this mat on the floor. It's glued on the floor. It's got a very strong 3M glue on it, and you feel that you're on the mat. So if you're visually impaired, it also helps you. But when you're standing in the middle of the mat, you're actually perfectly in that magnetic field that we were speaking about before. So instead of it being here inside the counter loop, it's actually on the floor. And this actually is working at the moment. We're driving this loop at the moment. We've got one hidden away inside here, which is pretty much how you would have it at a service point like that. So the customer wouldn't see this, it wouldn't be in the way. But when they're standing on the mat, they would almost magically be able to hear directly into their hearing aid what is being said. And in anywhere where you've got some sort of barrier, physical barrier between the service provider and the customer, if it's a ticket office or if it's a bank or anything like that, the hearing can be a lot more difficult. And this way, the person is on the mat, they're able to hear directly in their hearing aid, problem solved.
Very, very cool products. You heard it here today. Now, Andrew, where can people find more information about your company and what your product offerings
Well,
include?
if you go to www.geemarc, that's GEEMARC.com, you'll be able to find absolutely everything there. We've got all our contact information, and we can tell you how to use them, how to install them, and most important, where to get them from.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today. Folks, please keep following AVNation throughout the InfoComm 2016 coverage. This is Geemarc, geemarc.com, and we'll see you soon.